Now,
know.
Formula One has never been so competitive and so popular. What sort of impact do you see these regulation changes having on the sport?
I think they will have a great impact because we're adding another dimension. When it was the DRS that allowed us to really slipstream each other and overtake, now we're having more functionality. There is this strategic, almost chess-like component that comes into play, where drivers can decide where they're gonna, call upon more power, and for overtaking and for doing this kind of games. I think it's going to be fantastic also for our younger audiences.
Also, let me just see, did they reveal it already?
Character without taking anything away from the sport. Best man and best machine is going to win.
I can't wait until we get into it. I really can't. Now, the off-season is always a very busy period for the development team, but how much more effort have you seen from everyone, not just over the last few months, but over the last few years as well, in building up to this 2026 season?
I mean, they did it on Instagram, so yeah, I know that much. But yeah, I'm curious what questions will they be asking.
And there is so much love and
also I'm sipping tea, guys, so
and passion that has gone into developing.
I think you should do
unit, which obviously is very long
tea and watch
time.
this.
It's been many years that HPP has been working on the new power unit whilst keeping the current one, so the 2025, running and competitive. And on the chassis side, a monumental effort, because we had our Navy SEAL team that made the best out of the 2025 car. That's how we called it, because it's literally a small team that was deployed to win, that made the best out of the 2025 car. And then at the same time, practically most of the engineering side in Brackley that was working on the 26 car, and there is so much excitement that has already built up to see is the car going to be good.
And with all of that work in mind, what did it feel like to finally see the car rolling out onto track?
Yeah, it was exciting. Obviously,
he's smiling. Let's go. He's happy, I guess.
As completely normal over the last many years, wet, cold Silverstone, and it's difficult to interpret whether the car is quick, but Kimi and George said feels all right. And then Barcelona, 3 days, calmly working through the process and seeing what the car can do, obviously with all the challenges that a new car will bring upon, and starting to fine-tune then a bit, so it was okay.
Thank you very much, Toto. We'll be talking to you a little.
But Kimi and George said, and it's difficult to interpret whether there's a word.
I'm gonna just take a screenshot of this.
And it's difficult to interpret whether the car is quick, but Kimi and George said, feels.
Thank you very much. That drives it. Managing Director of Mercedes AMG High Performance Powertrains, Hal Thomas, and Petronas Executive Vice President and CEO Downstream, Datuk Sazali Hamza, join us now to discuss the latest regulations.
Power station.
Datuk Sazali, welcome to the show. Let's dive straight in. I think it's safe to say that there is a significant change to the power unit this year. Hal, talk us through the structural changes and the impact they'll have.
So yeah, it's a completely new power unit this year. Not a single bolt carried over, I don't think. The biggest change is in the electrical side of the power unit. Whereas previously we've had 2 electric motors.
I think I can also add my webcam.
It's attached to the turbo and the K, which powers the car. The H is gone. That's part of the history. And the MG UK
hello.
The car. That's gone up in size. So previously it was 120 kilowatts.
I know you don't want to see me, so I'm gonna more.
So all of that means that the electrical and combustion engine are about 50-50.
Yeah, this is nice.
We've reduced the fuel flow to the combustion engine. And so a very different beast, and the way that we use it on track, very, very different to what we're doing currently.
Right, so where do you even start with a challenge like this? Do you remember the first day you and your team sat down and actually began work?
There wasn't really a fire the gun moment of starting, because we were working together with the other manufacturers and the FIA to develop the regulations at the start. So there was kind of a lead in before.
I mean, they anyways find the loophole, right? With the compression ratio, so I guess they should be happy with that.
We're really just looking at what's the sensitivities. Where do we need the combustion engine? Where do we need the electrical system to be very, very effective and efficient, so that we'd be able to get great lap time? And those are the areas thinking, right, those are the things we've got to nail, and those are the things we've got to start with first.
Well, along with changes to the PU this year, Formula One has introduced a brand new set of challenges when it comes to the fuel for the cars. Challenges that Petronas has met head on. Datuk Sazali, tell us about the innovations that Petronas is introducing for 2026.
Yeah, for 2026, actually Petronas have introduced advanced sustainable fuel. So this is the replacement of the previous fuel that we have, which is based on fossil.
And how much time and effort goes into developing this fuel?
Yeah, it took about 2 years plus.
Dude, Mercedes is just opposite of Red Bull, while
and based on
like
our
Mercedes
past
just
experience
looks
in
like a,
developing
you
the
know,
fuel, if you know that
a
the
corporate, a
regulation
very
of
formal
fuel
F1.
standard is keep
Well, Red
changing.
Bull is just,
so
you know,
from there we always have to innovate.
random
to really
energy
make
drink.
that standard. So similarly, we apply those experience in this development of advanced sustainable fuel.
So let's dig a little bit deeper. What is it actually made of, and how is it different from previous fuels?
Yeah, this is made up from the renewable feedstock as well as waste material or non-food biomass that we use for the feedstock of this advanced sustainable fuel.
And how important a step is it from Formula One to be implementing this new fuel technology?
This is a meaningful step for Formula One. Fuel is the heart of the sport. It powers every lap and every acceleration.
Crazy.
We are formulating sustainable fuel that power the car without compromising performance. And this is when Petronas experience come in. For decades, we have been developing fuel technology in motorsport as well as road user through Petronas Premax, developing performance, responsiveness as well as efficiency while meeting the evolution of fuel standard.
And of course, Petronas.
That was such a corporate answer.
In other areas as well.
Yes, definitely. And in this, it is important role also that we develop our lubricant fluid from Petronas Syntium, as well as on the transmission oil, Petronas Tutila, and this is a combined package that we serve for the Formula One engine.
How crucial is a strong connection between Petronas and Mercedes AMG when it comes to developing the power unit and the fuel for this new era?
It's completely essential. There's no way you could develop a combustion engine without knowing a lot about.
You know what? Just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna do something
without knowing what's the appetite of the engine. So we have to work incredibly closely.
I don't know what should I do. Like,
to make sure that we get the most performance out of the combustion engine at the end of the day.
Well, it's a partnership that's lasted for over 15 years. How proud are you of what's been achieved so
Let's
far?
go.
How excited are you for what's to come in the future?
Yeah, when I look at back 15 years ago, definitely there's a lot of things that we have innovated together, and it's happy to see from initial when 15 years ago when we joined Formula One, we are maybe at the back of the team, but now we are in the front line of the team, and we are really proud of that. And together with Mercedes AMG, actually we have moved that. And moving forward, actually, we are hoping that we also provide a solution for future fuel, a sustainable fuel for everyday car. So that is our ambition.
Well, the immediate future sees a trip to Bahrain for testing before the first race, of course, in Melbourne in just 34 days. Firstly,
34 days to go, guys.
How was the Barcelona shakedown, and how busy are the next few weeks ahead?
Barcelona shakedown was pretty successful. Our target was to get lots of kilometres under our belts to check out that the systems and the interactions between the car and the PU were in place. We managed to walk. We weren't running, but we managed to walk. And that's what the Bahrain test is going to be all about now, is to get that sophistication in, is the areas that we thought, it's not quite working correctly, make sure those are all nailed on and perfect. Couple of weeks of testing in Bahrain, that is going to be a busy time because we've got to get all of that completely ready.
Is Petronas?
Well, gentlemen, thank you both for taking the time to talk to us today, and best of luck for the season.
Malaysia-based Fortune Global 500 Energy.
Exciting changes to the fuel and power unit set to have a huge impact out on track, and the team have already been putting the car through its paces ahead of the new season. Alongside the PU and sustainable fuel upgrades, this year also sees the introduction of changes to the aerodynamic and chassis regulations. Technical Director James Allison joins Cameron now with his take on the new developments.
Saving over itna ton of CO2. How many tons?
Just how significant are the changes that you've been required to implement this year? The cars are narrower, lighter, smaller. Is this the biggest shift that we've ever seen in F1?
I don't know that it's the biggest shift that has ever been in
1.6
F1,
to 50
but it is
tons.
certainly the biggest change that I've seen in the
Average US
35
haul
years I've been
48
doing
house,
it.
48 tons.
Brand new power units,
Okay.
brand new chassis
And they
rules,
have
new
saved like
tyres
what?
as well while we're at it, and also
Dude.
an overall change to the
That's
to
not
the
much if you do the
electric control
math.
unit that looks after all of those systems in the car. So yeah, a big old challenge to do, and a very important thing to do on the chassis side of the company, because these new power unit rules are very, very significantly different in the way that the energy is delivered down to the road, and they need a chassis set of regulations that are a complement to that improve the efficiency of the chassis by making it lighter, by making it smaller so it has less drag, by introducing active aerodynamics so that that too complements the overall efficiency of the vehicle. So yes, a huge change. Normally we would only do big things sort of one at a time, a chassis or a power unit or tires, but
Hello Arav.
that's
Arif, sorry.
work for all of us.
Face cam bro. Yeah,
So how
face
do you and
cam.
your team react when you're presented with an opportunity?
अभी MacBook पे हूँ, so I could afford to do this
It
and
doesn't
like
arrive all at once.
खिड़की के सामने
So
बैठा हूँ.
the
Lighting भी
regulations,
अच्छा, रात को lighting है.
they come as a sort of evolutionary process that we are involved in the conversation and we see the direction of thought, we contribute to the direction of thought, and as the final regulations start to crystallize, then you can see where the effort is going to need to go in order to
I think
find
Mercedes
that
was
line
one of the
that's
team
gonna be
who
necessary to be competitive.
didn't
And you just
want
divide
the
up
new thing
parts
to
of your
change,
team
right?
to look at each of those areas in turn and then try to coordinate all of those activities together so that it comes together as a coherent whole, as a car that we can be proud of when we launch it.
You mentioned active aerodynamics there. Let's get into that.
They have
Can
strongly
you
opposed
explain
late
what the changes
modifications
are
to
the
them.
front and rear
Yeah,
wings?
yeah.
And how will they be used, on the straights and in the corners?
I wonder
one of
what
the things that's
happened.
gonna attract a lot of
Damn dude, super
conversation in the
handsome.
car,
हो.
Probably an engineering challenge that's a little bit less daunting than much of the rest of
Thank you,
the
bye.
rules, but because it's very visual
तू.
and it will be seen on every
Lighting भी
straight,
अच्छी है.
it's going to be a
like
talking point.
normal, like
But,
I don't know how to show it.
Probably easiest to describe with
खिड़की है normal
the
मेरी.
previous rules actually, because the active aero on the rear of the car is not so different to DRS in terms of the way in which it works. It tips up a flap at the rear, that causes a lot of the lift to disappear off the wing, which then means it sheds a load of drag, which means
I mean,
can go
people
down the
already
straight.
know this.
The difference actually is not so much the geometry changes, but the way in which it's implemented. So where with DRS, you're only allowed to use it when you're within 1 second of the person you were chasing, and only on certain straights. On the straight line mode, when the rear wing flips up at the back on the car, you get that on every straight, on every track, on every lap, with every car. It isn't dependent on being close to somebody in front. So that drag
The thing
reduction
is
is always
One
available.
second, like-
That efficiency uplift for the vehicle is always available and is a big part of complementing the hybrid power units that are coming for 2026.
My only
On the
question
front,
is
we
that
also have,
when the front
a
wings,
front that backs
in
off,
general, when the
but
wings
actually
open up,
front wings,
it
they
reduces the
really
drag,
don't
right?
shed
So
drag
how will
very
it
much.
affect
When
fighting
the front flap backs away, the
during
drag of the
corners?
vehicle
I think
is
a driver
virtually
has to
unchanged.
always
What is changing, however,
keep it closed
is
during
that if
corners,
you're getting
right?
rid of
Otherwise,
a
it
load
would
of
be stupid
downforce
for
at the
them to.
back,
But AI
then
summary
in
पे
order
trust
to
नहीं
keep the
करता
car
हूँ.
so it has a good balance of downforce front to rear, then if you back
मेरे को
off
तो
the front
generally
wing
सही
as
मिलती है
well,
Gemini वाली.
then the center of pressure of the
मेरा
car,
time तो
that
बहुत save
point
होता
where
है.
the downforce
Especially
acts,
news के लिए
won't
it is generally
move. So the
nice.
handling
And
of the
the thing
car
is,
doesn't
it
change
gives you
very
links,
much.
right?
That
So
enables
you
you
can
to
just
get
go and
these
fact
wings
check it.
backed off earlier
Fact check
on the
it. So
straights
there is no
than we
hiding
would have done
whatever they are telling you.
previously, where if you just back off the
It
rear
is
wing,
coming
you
from
have
a
to wait
source,
until the car's going really
ultimately.
quite quick before the
एक
car is
ऐसे मुझे
stable
Red
enough
Bull
to
कार
cope with that.
पसंद है. I have a
Back
Red
off
Bull car
both of
उधर
them
रखी है.
together, then you can back them off
मेरे को
earlier
Red
on the
Bull,
straight.
I am
you
a
can
Red Bull
benefit
fan,
from
even though
that
I'm wearing a
rear wing
Ferrari
drag
hat,
reduction
because और
longer
किसी
on
का
the
मिला
straight.
नहीं मेरे को. And
So
ये
it
birthday
adds
gift
to
था
the
मेरा
efficiency
apparently.
of the vehicle.
So you're talking about DRS, and obviously we're losing that for this year, but we're going to gain overtake mode. Would you mind explaining exactly what it is and what impact it might have on the racing this year?
Okay, so overtake mode is a little bit like DRS in some ways, but completely different in others. So the way in which it's like DRS is that, similar to DRS, you only get it when you're within a certain
Red Bull
distance
की तो
of the
भाई
car
best
that you're
है
chasing.
livery,
Get
to be
within a
honest.
second, and then
Oh, by the way,
you're gifted
so like
overtake mode.
1 second मैं क्या था
Like
F1
DRS, get within a
2026
second, you're allowed to use the
livery
DRS map
review
last year.
dates.
That's the way in which
I'm
it's
gonna do a
similar.
tier list,
The way
guys.
in which it's different is it
मैं
doesn't
Ferrari
have
fan.
anything to do with aerodynamics. It has instead everything
I'm sorry
to do
for you
with
guys.
the hybrid system and
Sucking
the energy
since
management
2007.
within the hybrid system. So it gifts you the opportunity, if your car is
Ferrari को
capable
जो
of it,
choke हुआ है
of harvesting
2007
a
से
bit more electrical energy.
Red Bull
each
का
lap.
हो गया
And
Mercedes
because
ठीक है
that
ठीक है
electrical energy is then harvested, it can be used. And it
कल
can be
Williams
used
का है
on the
apparently.
straights to help you a bit.
Then Feb में
a bit
Cadillac
in terms of
और
chasing down
9th को
someone who
McLaren
is
and
in
Aston
front of you.
Martin.
And not only does it let
I'm
you
gonna do a
harvest
live
bit
stream
more
on
electrical
let's see
energy in the
कब
lab,
कर सकते
it also
हैं
lets you put that power
10th or maybe
down
9th
on the straights,
and we are
in a
gonna
way that is a bit more advantageous
personal
to
क्यों
the
जा रहा
driver
है I'm sorry that was a
That is a useful thing for overtaking.
I'm gonna do a tier list
It's not quite as powerful as DRS used
and
to
I'm
be,
gonna
but
compare
there are other
everything
things
like
happening
indoors,
in the car as
outdoors,
well,
night
which
races,
will
day
be in the
races.
mix with this
अच्छी
overtaking.
अच्छी एक
There's also a thing
in-depth
called the boost
review
button,
करेंगे
where
हम
if the
लोग.
driver presses it, then it just cancels all the
भाई
sort of
कब से
automated
बोल रहा है भाई
electrical scheduling in the car and just gives it full whack. For as long as the battery is capable of doing so, you get the full might.
The thing is
of
why I don't understand is
250
overtake
kilowatt
mode को इतना
electric motor
ज़्यादा क्यों
alongside
बता रहे हो
everything
वापस
that the
It's basically overtake mode has existed in F1
internal
for a long
combustion
time now.
engine
It's
is
just they
capable
have
of
increased the
delivering.
battery capacity for
and
it.
That is a fairly fearsome amount of power for as long as it's capable of providing it. Of course, you then
Harvest it,
might
right?
pay a price for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
later
yeah,
in the lap
exactly.
because you may have emptied your batteries, got past someone,
Yeah.
only to find
then you
that
have to
they
recharge it.
hung on to a bit of their power or their energy to maybe squirt
Tier
by later
list.
on.
Yes,
But
yes,
it's
tier
gonna-
list.
It's going to definitely mix things up as drivers learned how to juggle these opportunities.
Yeah, even
The
Max was saying that in
scheduling
order
power
to
and
for
energy
my
around the
engine
lap
to keep up with my
provide in
speed,
this
he had to
race.
downshift
It's
at
gonna be
300
exciting to
km
see
per
how
hour
it
on a
all
straight,
plays out.
so that the
Now,
engine
in
was
this
rotating
period
fast
before the
enough
first race
for the
in
battery to
March,
recharge.
We've seen the cars out on track testing. Has there been any surprises so
So I'm
far?
gonna see how
I
that
think
plays
the
out.
biggest thing that surprised us, and I'm guessing
Maybe all
it's
the
true
engines
also
will
for
be
our
high revving
competitors,
in
has
my
been
opinion.
the really quite astonishing level of reliability that we've seen up and down the grid. With everything new as it is,
Otherwise, there is
I
no
think it
way
would have been
because like the
reasonable
thing
to
is I can
expect
talk about all
this
this
first shakedown
in terms of a
test
technological
to have
point of
been
view.
just
कि
a
मैंने
symphony
ऐसे
of red
automobile
flags
mechanical
and smoking vehicles, but that really hasn't happened.
yeah
And in
kind of
fact,
worked on few cars as well.
for the most part, the reliability of these cars has been absolutely comparable and in some cases better than last year.
What the
winter
fuck?
testing with things
For
that were
real?
far more mature. Better than
Did he
of
just
these
say it?
cars has been absolutely comparable and in some cases reliability of these cars has been absolutely comparable and in some cases and which were very well understood. So that has definitely been a surprise to us, a welcome surprise.
Dude, अगर इतनी reliability test
and I
कैसे
hope
करी
something
उन्होंने?
that means that we can go into the new season just concentrating on the
I mean,
racing
they are better
rather
engineers
than trying
than
to keep everything held together with baling wire and
I'm
stick.
not gonna fuck
And
around.
how interested have you
Their
been in
reliability
seeing
claim.
the solutions that
I
other
mean, Mercedes
teams
has
have
been
developed?
always been a very
Intensely,
reliable
of
engine.
course. Everybody spends the whole of the year or so it takes to design and
He's never
build
had a
these
bad
cars,
engine since
working in a
2013.
vacuum.
Never.
Absolutely.
Imagine doing that
focused
for
on
like
what
more
you're
than
doing,
12 years now?
intensely,
13 years.
Caring
किस्मत
about
कितनी
putting
खराब है
as
भाई
much
फरारी के
performance as you
लुइस को
possibly can into those
फेवरेट बना
cars.
रखा है
But knowing
भाई
that
फरारी में लुइस
up and
shouldn't be
down
the
the lane
favorite
and abroad
Leclerc
as
should be
well,
the favorite
there are other
because
groups doing exactly the same,
like for
wrestling
obvious
with the
reasons why
same
he knows the
challenge,
cars in out and
and
अभी तक ज़्यादा
thinking
contribute भी उसने
about it
development में
probably
करा है
differently to the way we are.
also ये भी ऐप करा तो मैं ऐप करूँगा every Sunday crying corner
We are
और ना सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि like if you look at it
what they may have
Lewis was
missed.
paired with Ferrari. He decided to pair with Ferrari only because Ferrari was
And then
agreeing to spend a shit ton of money on LH44 जो कि उसका एक personal project है brand है ठीक है charity करता है जो भी करता है I don't care about that but yeah that was the reason that Lewis switched to Ferrari instead of
fast as we can and
Mercedes and secondly you know Ferrari की एक legacy तो है ही कुछ भी हो मतलब Ferrari is a brand that everyone knows and
we know all
it's just a more popular brand
exactly the same.
generally.
It's part of the sport. Is
But yeah, Ferrari has ruined career for Sebastian Vettel.
on your
Kimi
own.
Raikkonen,
When you all come together,
Fernando Alonso.
working out what other people are trying to learn from them as well.
Well, I'm sure
I hate to say it, but they ruined it for Charles Leclerc as well. I mean, they had a like championship.
through it with us.
Dude, Leclerc was ahead of Verstappen in 2022 in the starting few races. Can you believe that? कितना गंदा चोक करा उन लोगों ने. Oh, let's go. Driver आ
George,
गए.
I'm going to come to you first at the beginning of what will be your 5th year driving with the Works Mercedes team. How prepared and excited are you for the year ahead?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Really excited to get going into the season. Obviously, there's been so much hard work going into producing this car. The power unit's been in production for a number of years now, and obviously this car, everybody at Brackley's been working so hard over the last 12 to 14 months to prepare it, and just really excited to go racing now.
We've spoken this morning already about the significant changes that we're seeing this season. How has that impacted your approach to 2026?
I think you need to go in with an open mind because we've been driving a lot on the simulator, but until you drive the car properly at different circuits, understanding what the challenges are, understanding the new power unit with the overtake mode, the boost button, we obviously got an opportunity in Silverstone and Barcelona to drive the car. And the new power unit, I think for all of the teams, are just so fast. And when you use that boost button down the straight and you got the full 350 kilowatts from the engine, the thing flies. So that's really, really cool. And with the active aerodynamics, it just looks, I don't know, it looks racy. And I like the look of the cars, a bit smaller. They feel lighter, they feel more nimble.
Dude, Sebastian was never happy with Ferrari.
For us,
Like,
it's more enjoyable to drive, and hopefully it's going to produce.
they ruined his
better racing for
chances.
everyone
So
to,
the
enjoy at home.
actual
Well, we
regulations
are
change
definitely
हुई
all
थी ना.
looking
He
forward to
had a
that.
chance with
Kimi,
Lewis
coming
Hamilton.
to you now. You're
Over
fresh
Lewis
off of
Hamilton,
your
basically.
rookie season. How excited are you for your 2nd year with the team?
There were a lot of
Yeah,
bad
very
decisions
excited,
of
course.
pitting and race
Last
strategy,
year
and he lost
was a
basically.
massive
Yes.
learning experience, and
Sebastian was
definitely this year is
happy in
gonna be a
every
new
team, to be
opportunity for
honest.
everyone. It's completely something completely new. Obviously, we got the chance to drive the car in Silverstone and Barcelona, and was really good test.
But yeah, happier than
especially,
Leclerc and Lewis for
we
sure.
learn a lot about the car as drivers and as a team.
Happier than a lot of
because
driver, I
obviously
would
it's
say.
completely new, and there's so much to learn and to discover still. Yeah, really looking forward to this season.
They even have their reserve driver, I
experienced a
guess,
lot last year, and
on the right
definitely
side.
feel more prepared ahead of 2026.
And how different did it feel to drive this car compared to last year's?
Yeah, definitely it felt quite different, but I would say it felt different in a nicer way. Obviously, George explained a lot, but the car, it does feel quite a bit lighter, a bit more agile, and it's shorter as well. And definitely it's good fun, and the power unit is, especially when you get the 350 kilowatts, it gives you, good kick.
I just
so
hope
it
ki,
feels
like,
quick.
all
I
the
mean, I'm not
driver
gonna
who
lie, the
likes
first
agile
lap,
cars
went
like
full
Max,
throttle.
Kimi,
I kind of, it didn't scare,
even
but
Leclerc is also very
it was like,
aggressive.
wow, it feels fast, especially also with the active aero.
I don't know.
Is,
Tech is
obviously we got the
way
front
ahead
wing as
of
well
it.
this year, which is not as potent as the rear wing, but you do feel it a bit. And but I have to be honest, it's been a lot of
Random
fun to
tote
drive,
उड़
and
रहा है
really
भाई
cannot wait
बाहर.
to hit the track back in Bahrain.
Gosh, I love that. Fred, coming to you now. We're delighted this morning to confirm the news that you're stepping up to the 3rd driver role. How excited are you for that, and what is that going to involve?
Well, I'm extremely excited
Fred
to be
West,
joining the team.
Oh,
George
so they
and
removed
Kimi trackside more often this
Schumacher's
year,
kid.
as 3rd driver. That's going to be very cool for me. I've worked with this team for 5 years now, so to step up even closer to my dream of racing in Formula One, that's a huge privilege. And obviously, I've been working so hard on this car, W17, with everyone in Brackley. So to get to see it around the world with F1 is going to be very special.
You have put in potentially more laps than anyone else on the W17 behind the scenes in the simulator. What has it been like seeing the development of it and now seeing it out on track?
Well, first of all, it's been awesome to see how motivated everyone has been on this W17, including myself. We've put in thousands of hours in the simulator, testing everything and finding new things. So yeah, it's been very cool, and to see it run out in Barcelona and run well was very, very cool to see. And hopefully I get to drive it sometime.
Absolutely. Toto, coming to you now. Quite the driver lineup that we have alongside us here. What's your assessment of these three drivers?
Even like
What do
George
they
is doing
each bring
really well
to
since
the
the
team that's
past
unique?
3-4 years.
Well, I start with
Unbelievably
Fred.
well.
I think Fred deserves the third driver role. You've put in so many hours, like you said, in
Let's
developing
go.
last generation's car and this one, the hard overnight work in trying to help us on a race weekend. And it's a good feeling, you know this car probably better than anyone, and if Kimi or George were to have a fish poisoning, we know that we have a
Fish
driver
poisoning.
that can deliver. Now, obviously, we don't want them to have a fish poisoning, but just
Maybe
the
Fred
sheer-
does.
the sheer knowing that you're there, that's good. Well, to Kimi, having a laugh.
That's important.
That's important. We have laughs, and that's good. We've always maintained the laughing, even when it was not so much to laugh about. I think, like we've said, Kimi had a good year in 2025 in the sense of exactly to the expectations we had. Fantastic performances and then difficult races, and that's totally normal. That's part
And
of
he
the trajectory,
even
the
like
overwhelming
took
Formula One
took
circus
role
that
of
comes
Russell
upon
into
you when you're a young driver.
headbanging into every car
Other
that he
than
sees.
the driving and it's the off-track duties, and that is something that I'm really happy that Kimi went through this last year, and a fresh start now, having been at all the circuits, having seen the craziness and the demands of this Formula One world, is going to make it much easier for him. But be no doubt, because there is another gentleman there on the right that pushes the pedal very, very hard and very strong, and is the absolute benchmark.
Hats off
also
to Toto
last
to
year
bring
when
the
it was-
team together
when it
again
was
when Lewis
difficult,
left. Like,
George just kept
yaar,
it on
skip
this
button
high level.
lagao.
You always knew what
Arre,
the
arre.
car is capable, the seniority in the team.
Yeah, Toto
So you're
is a
not
very
getting
good
lost
team
on
principal, yeah.
setup
Hate him
work
or love
or
him.
not
Like,
getting
he's a very
confused
he's the best
by
team
performances
principal in
over
my
the weekend,
opinion.
because that's you will always know that that's where the car is. So a very exciting lineup for all of us.
A very strong trio indeed. And Toto, a final word from you as we look ahead to Bahrain and then, of course, to Melbourne.
Yeah, it's relentless. We haven't stopped. Obviously, in the factories, the work has been going on non-stop, and the drivers were in the simulator a lot over the winter also. So it was the shortest break we've ever
One of
had.
the most respected prince. Yep.
And
definitely he's
between
one of the
shakedown,
most
3 days in
respected principal.
Barcelona, and then heading off to Bahrain literally next week. And
Even
the
Max
week after,
respects him, like
it just
whatever the
doesn't stop.
rivalry was, it
And,
was. But
we're very excited to see
everyone
where the performance of the
us
car lies.
actually saw,
I don't think we have
the
seen the true
relationship between
potential of
Toto and
anybody
Max
else,
being
like I said
developed, and also in
before.
GT2.
So it's always nice
not
to
GT2,
have
but GT3
to
or
know
GT2.
that it's probably not
But
a
yeah,
third, the
Max's
car,
car
but
is
something that
basically
will be fast and exciting to drive. Whether it's
Mercedes,
good enough to win races or
AMG.
championship is
So,
on a
and
is on a
Toto
different
is,
sheet of paper. But we
handling
can't wait
that part
for
as well.
qualifying
Because
in
it's the
Melbourne to
same
start to have
Mercedes,
this first kind of
AMG Petronas.
benchmark.
It's just not the Formula
Nor
1
can
team.
we, Toto, nor can we.
It's
Toto, George, Kimi
basically-
and Fred, thank
GT2
you
tha
very
na.
much for joining us and good luck for the season ahead.
Thank you.
Well, that is just about all we have time for. Make sure that you are following the Mercedes F1 team on social media channels to keep up to date with all of the news in the lead up to Melbourne. But for now, roll on 2026.
क्या हो गया खत्म थैंक्स फॉर वाचिंग के बाय ये वाली कौन सी गाड़ी है हाँ वर्स्टैपेंस रेसिंग साइंस मल्टी डील विद मर्सिडीज AMG फॉर GT3 राइट सो बेसिकली इट वाज ऑल टोटो डू आई वॉच लेमा आई मीन I have never watched the whole race, but yeah, highlights देखता हूँ because generally the timing is very bad and it doesn't get over जल्दी. Yeah, so 24 hours और Le Mans तो भूल जाओ. Demo कैसे ही देखेंगे. Sorry, but yeah, this so the people who were actually thinking कि Max was gonna go to Mercedes, to watch to actually drive for Mercedes or whatever. But now I think all those talks were regarding this GT3 project only and not F1 at all, because it has been n number of times that Max has mentioned that he'll always drive for Red Bull, and also he has made it pretty clear that he will retire the moment when GP retires. GP is basically his race engineer. Gian Piero Lambias. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think people are reading much more in between the lines than any one of these guys. Like, इतना हो नहीं रहा है basically जो जितना लोग सोच रहे हैं. It's just simple like. बट कितनी कूल लगती है भाई गाड़ी. ऑल्सो लाइक अरे अभी तो उसमें भी लाइक लॉरेंस स्ट्रोल का नाम आया था ना. आई सीन फाइल्स में. इट वाज वेरी फनी टू सी. ऑल्सो चलो अगर इधर बैठा ही हूँ फार्मूला डैंक चला लेते हैं थोड़ी देर. देन आई लीव फॉर अनदर स्ट्रीम. मेरे को बाल्डर्स गेट 3 स्ट्रीम करनी है इसके बाद. सो आई विल बी डूइंग दैट. बाल्डर्स गेट 3 इज अ गेम बाय द वे फॉर द पीपल हु डोंट. Remove the engine cap per season, remove the fuel flow limit, reinstall the third pedal. You could have a beautiful modern turbo era. Out jerked by Instagram. Dude, this is so shit. This is basically saying, the part of the fact that Ferrari and all the other teams were always winning by such a big margin at that time was, in older times, was because they had so much capital to invest in. But now, still, it gives the chance of smaller teams to catch up with them, which I like. Don't give up. 8th year in red, and depression is 18. Let's go. Still in cheap. Oh yeah, by the way, Lewis is dating Kim Kardashian, so I don't know what's going on about that. Let me tell you, I'm fun fact racing sport. I am a fun. I'm a fun fact racing sports. In reality, I don't. That doesn't matter, like, right? I mean, if you like something, it doesn't mean that you have to actually be able to do it. Like, I mean, if I like playing video games, doesn't mean that I'd also know how to shoot bullets in real life. Fine, bye. Schumacher. Schumacher on his way to Ferrari. Hey, I'm back. कितना फनी होगा वैसे. शूमाकर की भी हेल्थ अच्छी होगी. कितना बढ़िया है. डूड इमेजिन शूमाकर वापस आता है एंड ही विंस हिज 8th टाइटल. लेट्स फकिंग गो हो जाएगा भाई. So this is like premium level copium, जो कि like I don't think it is possible at all. I mean, that guy just got up from coma. Oh, कोई बात नहीं. Happens to the best of us, Aryav. Next year is in Wall Street version. Bear trap, engine blow. Winter rumors, fastest in testing, shakeout. Next year is Arya Wall Street version. I think this is for which team is this for? Is this for? This was. I read through this knowing who it was. Even it is for Ferrari, but it isn't mentioned. Winter rumors, fastest in testing. Yeah. Momentum building, first sentiment extreme, bear trap, engine blow up, random podiums, spec B car, positive news for the wind tunnel. Spec B car is worse. With tragedy over. Please one podium, please, 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 please. This is basically your, in a way you can say this is, if I summarized, its title. Still, it's the sticker is dangerous and inconvenient. Big Newtons. What the fuck? Does he really have that? Udhar. I'm sure it should be transparent or something like that. Ain't no way that's real. Hope it's just for the promo shot and peel other. Yeah, of course. And anyways, they have this like peelable thing right on top. Even if you put a sticker, he can just do that, and it worked in the sim. Uh oh. Is that? Oh, 1 second. What car is which car is that? Can't even see. I like 13 Feb को मैं live stream. I think 13 Feb को मैं live stream करूँ watch together. हाँ साथ में देख सकते हैं अब लोग. 13 Feb को क्या है पर? टेस्टिंग के लिए क्या? Yeah, I don't think testing. The thing that most of the people forget is that testing time are not always hard laps at all. Okay. Um, none of the team uses their qualifying um, setting. So basically, there is a qualifying mode in every car, right? And I don't think testing time should be taken seriously, except that if there is some great problem with any car, for example like power poisoning हमको हर गाड़ी की like 2022 में दिखी गई थी टेस्टिंग के दौरान, right? So just look for that and just look for reliability issues and or whatever. Nothing. Don't look at the timings. I hope this is a dangerous thing. Solve the puzzle. Thor, hammer. Hammer time, Lewis! For employees only, team memo. HP, Lewis Hamilton and Charles. HP fucked over. HP, pig-headed fool icon. HP, the car is shit. They have redacted. How it feels to Hannah McLaren was supported both drivers and third is also whole team. I don't know that. M1 13 को testing है. हाँ, I know. Variant testing. I have an idea for Cadillac. What do you think is worse? Fan or a Ferrari fan? Suspension failure. This is unbelievable. Dude, Aston Martin is so cooked. On December 1, Bryant and Coin for 6. I think Lewis likes his car.
But I'm massively excited, and
what is that face?
I think that's okay.
Good morning, my neighbors!
I love this team. I really, really love this team.
Buongiorno, mi avvicini di casa.
The brakes are working and
What are you doing, bhai? Is he high or something? You know, I'm gonna take his screenshot. This one. Gonna get me. Gonna save it too. Me preparing to fight people on the internet over my favorite millionaire who drives. Yeah. यार I think कुछ ज़्यादा है नहीं करने के लिए अभी. I think I'll be ending the stream. उससे पहले just last time Twitter देख लेते if there is anything on Twitter. Who the fuck is sending? No, it isn't. Okay. I don't. Dude, this guy messaged me. I am Vanisha V. Marin, an authorized public relationship manager of Max Verstappen fan engagements. I'm reaching out to regarding upcoming meet and greet event. I would like to inquire your interest in participating in this event and meeting Max and rest of RBR team. Also लिख देते हैं. 1 second, let me just for all. Why me though? कार से एक मीम याद आया. कौन सा? F1 किधर गया? F1 कंटेंट. अरे यार सब फालतू फालतू चीज. हेलो, ऊपर आजा बाबू. अभी देखना है मेरी बिल्ली आई है. ऊपर आएगी. आजा. आजा आजा आजा. आजा आजा आजा. ऊपर आजा. हाँ ऊपर तो आजा. आजा 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 आजा. हाँ भाई ऊपर आजा. कैसे बुलाओ तेरे को ऊपर? आजा. क्या हुआ? आजा. अरे यार फक आजा पागल बिल्ली. एक सेकेंड ना. आजा आजा गोबू. ये देखो बिल्लू. गोबू गोबू कैसे हो. छोटे बच्चे. इसका नाम बिस्कू है. बिस्की एक्चुअली. बिस्कू हेलो बोलो सबको. हेलो हेलो बोलो. हेलो हेलो हेलो. गुबू गुबू. कितना प्यारा बच्चा है. क्या कर रहे थे. जाओ खेलो. मुझे लगता नहीं कोई ऐसे खास न्यूज़ आई है. बट स्टिल या फॉर दिस Lewis, no one can stop me. Top time and Ferrari enters the chat. Yeah. Motorsport racing is Lewis Hamilton is dating US reality star Kim Kardashian. The Sun can reveal. But this is such an old photo of them. The pair are seen each other at GQ Men of the Year ceremony 2014. So, what even is Lewis trying to get back into like general media in terms of being controversial or whatever? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the person who designed like Lewis's Hamlet. It's her third season in F1. I'm mourning right now. Sad though kya hai, it was Lewis's decision only. He wanted money over performance and he chose Ferrari after knowing what the team is capable of. And see, for a person who is in F1 for the past like more than a decade basically, he should know better than anyone that whatever is going inside a team or not, he signed up for this and Mercedes was never gonna fire him. That is like I think that is what happens when legends are closer to the period of their career. General, they do like they pull shit like this to to stay, I would say, in the sport or whatever. Ultimately, they are just hopeful creatures as everyone, so I don't blame them. I mean, anyways, Lewis is one of the best driver, if not the, and I don't argue on that. Uh, and लोग आर्ग्यू करते हैं कि मैक्स अच्छा है लुइस अच्छा है. दोनों अच्छे हैं. Both are capable of winning in a championship. They have the car to do it. So, बहस करनी है फालतू में. Just creates toxicity. I don't think कुछ खास न्यूज़ आई है. So anyways, I'm gonna end this stream now. I'm gonna fire another stream. Baldur's Gate or something. खेलूंगा I guess. When did you start watching F1? 2011? मैं थर्ड क्लास में कब में था. आई थिंक 2010 में मैं थर्ड में था. एंड माई कज़न स्टार्टेड वॉचिंग इट एंड हम उनके घर आए थे एंड ही वॉज वॉचिंग इट एंड आई वॉज वॉचिंग इट विद हिम. और मेरे को गाड़ियों में इंटरेस्ट तो था ही बचपन से पापा की वजह से. एंड या धीरे धीरे इट वॉज मोर लाइक द थिंग इज आई वॉज इंटरेस्टेड इन द कार मोर देन आई वॉज ड्राइविंग इट. I started watching it and I used to read whatever I used to find Google पे या फिर कुछ. I used to watch a lot of Top Gear. उस टाइम पे Top Gear आता था डिस्कवरी चैनल पे, तो देखता था. वहाँ पे भी बहुत सारे गेस्ट ड्राइवर्स के लिए. हैमिल्टन फ्रॉम मैक्लेरन. वेटल भी आया था एंड वेटल से उस टाइम में मेरे को याद है एक बंदे ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था कि व्हाट डज द बैक ऑफ लूज कार लुक लाइक. या व्हेन वेटल वाज इन फेरारी दो, नॉट इन रेड बुल. Could you kindly let me know the next stream when the next stream where the next stream is scheduled. I haven't scheduled it. I'll schedule it. 1 second. I'll just schedule it. 1 second. So if I go back, I can schedule a stream like this and settings. Schedule क्या डाले? टाइटल क्या डाल सकता हूँ? Smiting the shit out of the ab. बाकी सब ठीक है. एंड टाइम क्या रखें? टाइम रख देता हूँ 6 बजे आई गेस. That is fine for me because I have a meeting at 10. Yeah, I have to do that. It's not a meeting. It's just like my friends are gonna play something to. Dun, 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 dun. So now if you will look in my channel, you will see a scheduled stream now, RF to answer. Yeah. I'm gonna end this stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and like I will actually be making more F1 related content when the season starts. And the most important part is I do have a racing wheel over there. I don't know if you can see it. My room is a mess right now, but anyways, I'll be also playing F1 in general. So yeah, bye bye.